Hi, so today I thought we could do an example where we express a polynomial as a product of two polynomial factors. So the polynomial that I've chosen is x to the 5 minus 32. So we need to be able to factor this into two polynomials. So how would we find a factor? Well, firstly, we need to find a root and then factor out the root. In this case, we notice that 2 to the power of 5 is 32, and so that 2 is a root of this polynomial. This means that we can factor 2 out. So now, essentially what we're going to do is factor out the polynomial x minus 2, because 2 is a root of it. And then we want to do some long division and divide x minus 2 into x to the power of 5 minus 32. So I personally like to put these extra terms here because they are there, even though their coefficients are zeros, and traditionally they're omitted. So we have this big thing. So now what we want to do is we want to find some polynomial such that if I multiply that polynomial by x minus 2, then I'm going to get x to the power of 5. Well, x to the power of 4 is a good candidate. So multiplying x to the power of 4 by x minus 2 gets me x to the power of 5, it's meant to be a 5, minus 2 times x to the power of 4. Now this new polynomial gets subtracted from the polynomial above it. And so this will end up with 2 times x to the power of 4. Nothing else has changed over here. And don't forget your constant term. Now we play the same game again, but this time what we want to do is manufacture a 2 times x to the power of 4. So how are we going to do that? Well, we could put 2 times x to the 3 here, and then multiply this into this polynomial. So doing that gets me 2 times x to the power of 4 minus 4 times x to the power of 3. Let's subtract this from the thing above it to get 4 times x cubed. All these terms are still here. So now we got to manufacture 4x cubed by finding a polynomial that multiplies to this with this to get this. Okay. So what's a good guess? Well, 4x squared seems all right. So 4x squared times x is 4x cubed minus 8x squared. Subtract this from the thing above it. So we end up with 8x squared, 0x, 32. And now we have to have an 8x here to manufacture this 8x squared term. So we have 8x squared minus 16x. Subtract this from the top thing. 16x minus 32. And then finally 16 times x minus 2 gets me 16x minus 32. Subtract. And we have a 0 down here. Now this 0 down here means our remainder is 0. Okay? So what have we shown after all that? Well, we've shown that that x to the power of 5 minus 32 can be written as the product of x minus 2 times x to the power of 4, 2x cubed, 4 times x squared, 8x, and then finally a 16. And of course there's 0 remainder as well. So there we are. We've done it. We've expressed x to the power of 5 minus 32 as a product of two polynomials.